Yo, what's going on? Here comes your winning formula. It is a division-winning Saturday for the Minnesota Vikings, division-winning weekend. Take two. Welcome to Winning Formula, courtesy of the Minnesota Lottery. Paul Allen, Vikings Radio Network analyst, former player and coach for the team, Pete Bercich, and Gabe Henderson, not only with the Vikings Radio Network, but Vikings Entertainment Network. And Pete, we begin with you. The Minnesota Vikings winning formula for fixing a defense allowing more than 400 yards per game, 5 in a row, which is a franchise record.
It is. And again, you have to understand it's not just the yards given up, right? And what happens is you give up these yards consistently, and then some games you've got a couple interceptions or a couple turnovers, a couple sacks to the quarterback. That hasn't been consistent enough. This Colts team, they might come in and just run the ball 20 times in a row. They really don't care. I mean, that's, that's Jeff Saturday, he's a center, that's what they do, right? They may, if their quarterback is almost as old as you and I are, they may just hand this thing off and just say, whatever, we'll let it go. And so defensively for the Vikings, Dalvin Tomlinson was a big plus against the Lions. I expect him to continue to be, but you've got to be ready up front. I'd like to see more of the linebackers going north and south. We got a piece of that last week, but if you got to send them, got to blitz them, just get a little bit more aggressive up front and push those things. I think you can help slow down the run. Conversely, safeties, no more. You can't have any more missed assignments. No more blown coverages.
Yeah, no more blown coverages, and I think that starts up front with, like you said, Dalvin Tomlinson, Harrison Phillips, all those guys making plays to be able to complement the secondary. Like you said, I was watching film earlier. This Indianapolis Colts team, when they were in the game against the Dallas Cowboys, they ran the ball 7 straight times. Ooh. They could have thrown it. There was open opportunities for them to throw against the Dallas Cowboys, but they want to run the ball, and that's when they start to get behind. And you have to get on these guys early if you want Matt Ryan to start throwing the ball. So it should favor our defense, hopefully this week, not giving up 400 all-purpose yards. And, the Colts have only had 400-plus yards twice this year. So let's continue that trend, holding them to subpar 400 yards for our defense.
Now, the Minnesota Vikings offense plays a Colts defense that can be sneaky good. Quite honestly, I'm not exactly sure how, because they're in the AFC South and we're in NFC North country, but they did lose to Philly by 1, and they've only allowed 227 passing yards max over the last month and a half. So Gabe, what is the winning formula for busting out of the gate like a quality speed horse? Just opening up multiple lengths early in the race and dictating the tempo instead of vice versa.
Well, that starts with putting the horseshoe on Dalvin Cook, letting him get to the exterior of that defense. I think a lot of Vikings fans remember Unique Ngakoue. We signed him a couple of years ago, had 5 sacks to start the year off. And he was really good against the pass, but not really good against the run. When you run directly at Unique Ngakoue outside zone, that's when he struggles. Our offensive line, in my opinion, I believe, is set up to get the ball on the exterior and let Dalvin Cook do what Dalvin Cook does. This secondary that the Indianapolis Colts possess, they are phenomenal.
Really?
Phenomenal. Wow. I like Stephon Gilmore. Kenny Moore might be back this week. But Justin Jefferson is looking at that like, okay, you're the best cornerback or top 5 cornerback in the NFL, 200 yards again. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I say start with Dalvin Cook, get him going early and often, and that'll open up shots down the field.
Yeah.
I agree with Gabe. It's also just the front that they play. They play that 4-man front, so it's if you put extra tight ends, or maybe even how about a C.J. Ham, get him in the mix. Yeah. It's going to allow you to get to the outside a lot more easily and get you some angles, and then that opens up the bootlegs and a lot of other things. So the running game, I think, is absolutely critical this week.
With the Lions game, did we get those 3 secondary penalties you predicted on the bold prediction last week? We had 2 in the first quarter.
We had 2, and then we had 1 on the ground that was picked up.
Okay.
So I was almost there.
Well, the long play here is the analyst is red hot with these bold predictions. Harrison Smith picked number 4 a couple of weeks ago. What are you going to do here?
I'm going to have to piggyback and think about Dalvin Cook, and I think Dalvin Cook's going to have north of 100 yards on the ground. I think it's going to be a breakout game for him.
Okay. You?
He took mine from me because I was going to do a whole bit today. I was going to say 1, 2, 3. That's how many yards Dalvin Cook needs to pass Chuck Foreman.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3 for third all time. But I'm going to go a little bit different since you took it. Rightfully so, it's fine. But I'm just thinking about yours last week. You said there's going to be 3 defensive pass interferences for this Detroit Lions defense. Like PA said, we got 2. I do think we get 3 this week. This is a defense that I believe is third, and that has the third most defensive holdings in the NFL. So there's going to be a lot of coverage, a lot of eyes, a lot of, rightfully so, eyes on Justin Jefferson, and I think he's going to draw 3 penalties on him on Sunday.
All right, there you go. All right.
Well done.
We just switch.
My bold prediction takes us to the Minnesota Vikings defense. And this is also riding an assumption, given we taped this in advance of the game, that Harrison Smith is going to play. I believe he's going to play in this game. And I also believe Harrison Smith, the pick man, not the hit man, the pick man, is going to find his way to the end zone for the first time since 2015, and he's going to get his 5th career interception touchdown, which will just add to his already team record. So Harrison Smith, interception, there he goes, pick 6, number 5. Beat the Colts, win a division. For Gabe Henderson and Pete Bercich, I'm Paul Allen. That's your winning formula, courtesy of the Minnesota Lottery.